Aloha friends, Stephanie Weeks here with OurWellnessRevolution.com, and today we are talking about sugar. Now, the average American consumes 130 pounds of sugar daily. The American Heart Association says that we should consume no more than 9.5 teaspoons daily. That's a little off kilter. We're consuming way more sugar than we need to. The average adult is consuming 22 teaspoons and the average child is consuming 32 teaspoons daily. There is so much confusion around natural and artificial sweeteners that today we are going to go ahead and explain away some of this confusion. The confusing ingredient labels and knowing if a sweetener is good for you or not is hard to decipher when we look at the packaging. Take sucralose, for example. It sounds a lot like sucrose, which is the name for processed white sugar, but sucralose is not. It's an artificial sweetener that is 600 times sweeter than sucrose, twice as sweet as saccharin, and 3 times as sweet as aspartame. Sucralose was created by injecting a molecule of chlorine into sucrose. That's disgusting if you think about it. And this is an important piece of information when deciding if a sweetener is healthy for you to consume. That's why there's need to clarify if sweeteners are good for us, if not. We'll go ahead and go over some of the names that you might run across on labels. You'll discover if they're artificial, if they're natural, maybe there's something in between. So let's start with artificial sweeteners, which we highly recommend that you eliminate completely from your diet. The big four by generic name are aspartame, saccharin, sucralose, asulfame K. Now, if you cannot pronounce something, you shouldn't eat it. You might remember the debate over whether or not saccharin was safe years ago. There was squealing rumors that it caused cancer, and the FDA finally lifted the veil of secrecy, revealed that saccharin does indeed cause cancer. Now, unfortunately, this was followed very quickly by the announcement of a new artificial sweetener called aspartame. Since aspartame's introduction, people using it have begun to report a long list of health complaints such as headaches, weight gain, depression, dizziness, nausea. My father even got double vision from consuming too much aspartame. So some reports suggest that aspartame is behind 75% of the food additive complaints received by the FDA, and that is huge. So at this point, based on several clinical studies, it is best to assume that there are no safe artificial sweeteners out there. So now let's look at natural forms of sugar. The term natural should be looked at with quite a bit of intrepidation. The corn industry, for example, would like you to consider high fructose corn syrup a natural sweetener because it's a derivative of corn. However, that's like saying a diamond and a piece of coal have the same value. It's ludicrous. So the process of making high fructose corn syrup drastically alters the molecules and changes the enzymes until it is nothing like nature intended corn consumption to be. Remember, just because a food doesn't list sugar as an ingredient by any of the above names does not mean that it's sugar-free. It just means that no sugar has been added. So labels that advertise sugar-free or sugarless often use artificial sweeteners. So keep this in mind. Healthy alternatives to sugar substitutes would be stevia and xylitol, and those are the two we recommend that you consume. There you have it, the sweet and the not so sweet reality of sugar. We hope that you enjoyed this edition of OurWellnessRevolution.com. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend because sharing is caring, and we want all of our friends and loved ones to live happy, healthy lives. We'll see you next time.